Here are your morning news dispatches for September 1st, 1939, brought to you by our Patreon page. If you would like to follow World War II in chronological order in real time through the newspaper and radio, follow us on Patreon. The link is in the comments to this video. And now the news. Warsaw, September 1st. The Foreign Office announced early today that Germany's armed forces had struck at Poland both from the air and on land. The Foreign Office said that German planes had bombed Krakow and Katowice in southwestern Poland, and that air raids had also been directed at the port at Gdynia, Czechoslovakia, Chu, and Gdańsk. Air raid alarms were sounded in Warsaw at 6:20 a.m., but they were silenced shortly after 7 o'clock. On land, it was reported officially by radio that the Germans had launched a full-scale attack against towns in the Polish corridor. Germans also were reported attacking in Upper Silesia. Berlin, September 1st. Adolf Hitler disclosed to a hurriedly summoned session of the Reichstag today that fighting with Poland had begun. Germany does not count on Italian support, the Führer said, while on the other hand, Soviet Russia now is the Reich's eternal friend. I will not appeal to foreign help in this fateful hour, he said. We will carry out this task ourselves. Hitler declared to the German nation that he would achieve the return of Danzig and the Polish corridor and halt Polish attacks on Germans or die fighting. Berlin, September 1st. Adolf Hitler issued a proclamation to the German people today announcing that Danzig had been incorporated in the German Reich. The announcement followed shortly after warlike action had been taken against Poland. A formal declaration of war against Poland, however, had not been decreed up to 8 o'clock this morning. All air traffic above Germany was forbidden except for government military planes. Berlin heard the noise of Nazi warplanes droning above. All German ships were warned not to enter the port of Danzig. All ships, German and foreign, in the Baltic were warned to keep out of the Polish port of Gdynia, which was blockaded by the German Navy. London, September 1st. The text of an authoritative British statement this morning said, "It is pointed out in official circles that if the proclamation to the German people by Herr Hitler, which has already been announced, should mean, as it would seem to mean, that Germany has declared war on Poland, it can be stated on the high authority that Great Britain and France are inflexibly determined to fulfill to the uttermost their obligations to the Polish government. The British Privy Council, Cabinet and Parliament will meet this morning to decide what Britain will do." London, September 1st. Reuters said it had learned from Polish sources in Paris that Warsaw was bombed today. Washington, D.C., September 1st. Ambassador Bullitt telephoned the State Department this morning that he had official information that the Polish cities of Warsaw and Krakow were being bombed. Paris, September 1st. The cabinet decreed general mobilization and a state of siege today and called parliament for tomorrow. Berlin, September 1st. A radio announcement today from Army headquarters said that the German Air Force was in action over Polish territory. The announcement added that the Army was counterattacking all along the German-Polish frontier. It said that German land forces were determined to break any possible resistance while the Navy took over protection of the Baltic Sea. Washington, D.C., September 1st. President Roosevelt directed today that all naval ships and Army commands be notified at once by radio of German-Polish hostilities. The White House issued the following announcement. The president received word at 3:50 a.m. by telephone from Ambassador Biddle at Warsaw and through Ambassador Bullitt in Paris that Germany has invaded Poland and that 4 Polish cities are being bombed. Gleiwitz, Germany, September 1st. Gleiwitz residents reported artillery fire was heard in the distance at 5:30 a.m. today. Gleiwitz is only a few miles from the Polish-Silesian border. Between Buthin and Gleiwitz on the border, an almost unbroken line of pack wagons, artillery, cavalry, motorized machine guns, and military lorries and infantry was seen earlier this morning. Paris, September 1st. Information was received here this morning confirming previous reports of the German offensive against Poland. It was reported the German offensive is developing in 3 directions, from East Prussia toward Silesia and northwards from Slovakia. Washington, D.C., September 1st. President Roosevelt today asked all potential participants in a European war to pledge themselves against bombarding civilian populations or unfortified cities from the air. The appeal was sent at 5:30 a.m. to the governments of Great Britain, France, Italy, Germany, and Poland. Mr. Roosevelt Roosevelt requested an immediate reply. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell. If you would like to follow World War II through the news and pop culture in chronological order, don't forget to follow us on Patreon. A link is in the comments to this video. You just heard your morning news dispatches for September 1st, 1939. My name is Henry Chop. Have a swell day.